Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa! You're enjoying your Japanese lessons, aren't you?
Oh,
You like learning?
yes.
Well, I like it when we have friends that come to visit. And that's very important as caregivers for us because I've been feeling a little isolated.
Uh-huh.
And what we're going to share with today is our friend Nick that we've known for over 20 years. Came to visit us for a couple days recently.
Yeah, that's right. He did the 99%, so we have to do the 1%.
Yes. And that really just meant a lot. And I actually started crying when he left.
Aww.
It was that meaningful to me. So actually, we'll do a little bit more right now, too. So anyways, let's get started.
Let's do it.
I'm Amy.
I'm Joe.
And we're the Rolling Rogans. Buckle up for loony midlife tales and caregiving chaos.
It's time to draw on the art of aging. Hey, Rolling Rogans family.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
Before you forget.
Let's keep rolling together. So yeah, actually, I really get choked up because it really does mean a lot that somebody came.
Like...
Take over, because I'm crying.
Okay. Yeah, because we have to stay around more. My mom is dependent on us a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot.
Yeah. And I do miss traveling.
Because even when he was here, and he loves fishing. Oh, does he love fishing? Anytime, any moment. I was surprised I didn't see him at the crack of dawn in the morning out there, but I wasn't able to fish a lot with him. It was like, basically I can cast a few lines and then I have to go back and check on mom.
Right. So let's back up. Our friend Nick, we've known for over 20 years. And I think why this is so meaningful to me, I'm going to start crying again. He knew me before my bipolar.
Yeah, that is true.
Can you get my tissue behind you? He stuck with us through all of it.
Yeah, he stopped at the hospital when I couldn't be there.
When I had my gallbladder surgery.
Yep, we know that one was like a huge stab in the heart.
Yeah. We moved in with him and his ex-wife now for 3 months while we remodeled our house.
That's right.
The reason we met was I used to make him and his ex-wife's roller skating dance costumes.
Yeah.
I met their coach in Philadelphia at Fabric Row. And when I was sick, when I was really struggling to even get out of bed, and I still wanted to sew and do fashion. And they became friends really quickly.
Well, you were in Fabric Row in Philadelphia, and like he was asking your advice, I think,
yeah.
Costume.
Yeah, their coach. So he wanted to mix a woven fabric with a stretch fabric, which is very difficult to do because it's, like ice skating costumes. They're very
well. You
elaborate,
have a degree in fashion design, but also textiles is one of your classes, so you understand the materials.
So I was like, well, yeah, I can do that, but not too many people could. And he also had some fabric that was like $300 a yard. It was full sequin beaded fabric, and somebody else hacked it to bits, and I actually pieced it together and made it work, so they didn't waste the fabric. But anyways, yeah. So I remember staying up late nights. Nick even just did that at the table the other night.
Gluing on rhinestones.
We were getting high on the glue.
Yeah.
Just talking funny.
That's what makes them glitter.
Yes. But yeah, so I don't know if he saw my post about don't forget us as caregivers. We start isolating ourselves, and it's really easy to just be in the grind, and people start drifting away. Friends start drifting away because it's uncomfortable. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do, things like that. But Nick was amazing with your mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
He's welcome back anytime.
Well, we
passed the test.
We gave him some clues. We did help him, just compliment her, things like that. But I think him being a second grade teacher helped.
I could see that part of it come out for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, dealing with a kid.
I mean, he's not just a second grade teacher. I mean, he's tenor. He's been in the school system for the whole time since we were in New Jersey and I used to work at UPS.
Mm-hmm.
I watched his career just excel. He does some really cool things too. He is a entrepreneur as
Yep.
well.
And I did ask to interview him. He was a little shy, so he didn't want to, but we're going to talk about him anyways. But it's all good because it's all love. But
I don't know. All I know is that Nick is an awesome gentleman that is kind-hearted, and he is there for friends. He just puts it all out there.
Yeah.
And he loves fishing.
Yes.
And he loves his green, lush lawn.
I know. I was so embarrassed that our lawn hadn't been mowed. I was like, oh my God, Nick's going to say something. We never deal with lawns, whatever. Anyways. But I know the lake was part of the draw of him coming too, but
I think it's cool because you get to see people use their amenities.
Yes.
Because this is also something that we want to create for the future for our guests, for our friends, and even for like an Airbnb or hip camp. When we have individuals that just come and just stay a couple days,
right? They
really get to relax. And I lived vicariously through that, even though, I can take a break every once in a while, but I can't take the whole day off. But I just seeing him like sleeping outside the lanai, just in the chair outside.
We get joy from seeing other people happy, comfortable, relaxing, resting.
Yeah.
That really did bring a lot of joy to me too, is just to see him just enjoying how the rain was hitting the roof and he was just falling asleep out on the porch. That was exciting to see.
Yeah. He's the first one to actually christen our lake with fishing.
Yes, he is.
Since we moved here.
Well, we just got the kayaks, so he was able to go out on the kayak.
Right.
But he also fished off the shore, too.
Yeah.
And he said the grass is greener. He had to go to the other side of the lake to see the fish. And he did actually caught some fish over there.
He caught some fish, and then he caught something else because he told us that it was pulling his line. And then all of a sudden, when he pulled his pole back up, there was nothing left.
I think he broke the line 4 or 5 times.
So
Lost
there's
his lures.
something big in there. It's a mystery.
We discovered a local bait shop because of him.
Yeah.
That lady was so knowledgeable.
Oh, my God. I think that's what's really cool about here, living in the forest, is there is still that mom and pop atmosphere vibe in a lot of the stores.
Right.
And you wouldn't think anything of it. When you see the outside of this place, it looks like a hole in the wall.
Right.
But it's just like
it was a little sketchy.
Oiled machine inside. Like the aisles, everything is organized, clean. And the lady, such great help.
She knew everything in every lake around here, right?
Yeah. She just was full of knowledge. And I was absolutely, she knew our lake.
Right.
And I was like, I felt guilty that I don't fish.
This is
it took your friend to come down here from New Jersey to fish. She was just poking at me.
Well, this is a private lake, so it's hard to find information on it.
Yeah.
So,
and she showed some pictures of people catching fish that live on this lake. So that gives me hope that we have some cool stuff. And like I said, I casted the line a few times, but I wouldn't do it probably if our friend Nick didn't come here. So
now we're encouraged when my family comes because they like to fish too. So I'll be able to take my dad out.
Yeah, I'd take their boat too.
And then we also took him to the Silver Spring State Park to the glass bottom boats, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
And you actually have a picture of your dad from over 50s?
In the 50s? Something like that? Yeah.
Actually, no.
He'd be late 50s.
That's probably 70 years ago.
Yeah.
That picture was taken because he was only 5 or 6 maybe.
Well, if he was born in 40s.
He's 79 now. So if he was he's probably
40,
early.
Yeah.
Or about 70 years ago.
Something like that. He had to be 4 or 5 in that picture. So we're looking at probably somewhere mid 50s, early 50s, somewhere.
1950s,
yeah. And it was really cool because, I could see my dad as this young kid as he is.
He's a little handsome fella.
His brothers he had, it's funny, he had a toy gun, he was a cowboy. It's the cliche, got the, and that would never fly today, carrying a toy gun, probably on one of those rides or those tours. But
I get joy seeing other people have fun. And so seeing him, loving the fish and all that, and the glass bottom boat showed him the fish underneath and how deep the water was going. And
I learned something too. I didn't know how long. I didn't know it was owned by ABC.
Right, and the movies were filmed there.
Channel ABC, the network ABC owned it.
Yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon, some James Bond movies.
James Bond, Moonraker was filmed there. I'm trying to figure out which one. Is it the one where...
So you even learned some things.
Yeah.
And then he was so desperate to see the monkeys.
Yeah.
Because they filmed Tarzan there. And so idiots thought that monkeys didn't swim.
Yeah, they said monkeys don't swim. And
so the monkeys got away.
Took a nice dip and they multiplied. Now they have over like
300
monkeys just roaming the forest of Ocala.
I wanted to keep going. I was getting too worn out and didn't have enough water with me. So, but we got to really enjoy it. And he felt like he was in a different world.
Absolutely.
Like it felt like that prehistoric, like different world. We were going through the hiking trails and everything and just seeing his excitement and just, very childlike. And that's what I appreciate about him. So
he loved my coffee.
Yes, he did. You're almost out of beans now, aren't you?
Hey.
He did say besides missing us, he's going to miss the coffee.
Yeah, that is good coffee. Coffee Latitudes, Wesley Chapel, coffeelatitudes.com.
And we are not
sponsored. I am not affiliated. But
we
when
love
I
them.
know there's good coffee out there, I don't want to deprive anybody of it. Seriously. James and Olga, fantastic.
Right.
Like they're just a wonderful couple that have roasted this coffee. They know what they're doing. Okay. I know I can talk about coffee and edify.
Yes.
I'm
and
also
Nick,
talking, I'll get back to Nick.
Nick understood that
but
coffee.
Nick
he realized.
Nick started with cream and sugar and then said, I don't need the cream and sugar.
Right, because it's so good.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to pause for a second because I would like to ask for support with buymeacoffee.com/Rolling Rogans.
I love coffee.
If you would like to support us, there's donations, there's monthly subscriptions. We would greatly appreciate your support through our caregiving journey and buy Joe and his mom some coffee because that's their bonding time every morning. And then there was another point. When we first drove up, we picked him up from Orlando and we first pulled into the property. And you said there was that Jurassic Park moment.
Yeah. Anybody, not just anybody, but for
everybody that's come to visit so far.
So far. It really does. It just kind of, if you could just have a mental image of the part where Dr. Grant and I think her name was
the blonde girl.
Helen or something. Ellen. Yeah. Like when they get to the actual park and they see
the Brontosaurus.
For the first time, the Brontosaurus walking in
and
the field.
Music.
And you see him start standing up and then he pulls his sunglasses off and he's looking. And then all of a sudden he grabs her head and makes it turn. And then there's that
the classic music. So we have a moment when we pass Celeste's house before you get to our house. Okay.
I can't go any higher.
Yeah, no, please stop.
All right. Anyways.
So the moment that you pass between the two houses, you see the lake and everybody is just dead stopped right there.
Exactly.
So it's that Jurassic Park moment.
And I've told them, it's like, I don't know what it is, but the lake does talk to me. It's like, the spirit, the kami, that's the Japanese spirit. There's something there. And I said, I don't know what it is, but you
could see the progression over the 3 or 4 days that he felt the peace.
Yeah.
He
understood. He gets why we do this.
Yeah.
Why we're here.
Yeah.
So.
And then again, going back to how amazing he dealt with Mom.
Yes.
I did give him some clues, compliment her, make her feel special, things like that. And he just went, her boyfriend is so handsome. And that just got her all giddy and Twitter pated. And oh my gosh, she was
Twitter pated.
Oh my gosh.
That's a word you learned from my mom.
But it was so sweet to see how wonderful he dealt with her. But I was also noticing, and I was right, that she was performing for him.
Oh, obviously.
She was trying to be on her best behavior, did not complain, did not show any signs. Like Nick said the first day, he's like, I don't know what you mean. She's fine.
And then he could see her slipping a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
As the days went on, the last day he could definitely see her getting tired and she couldn't keep up that filter anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's been 2 days now that he's been gone, and yesterday night and definitely this morning. I actually had to walk away this morning because I was saying the wrong things. She was complaining.
You set her off. That was great. You started
I'm
a firecracker
sorry,
right
I
there.
knew it.
She was in the bathroom, like, blaming and yelling at God, like, so what is this test? What are you testing me? Why?
Well,
what do you want? I've done everything for you. Like, she just started going off, and I'm like, oh, wow, that was because Amy prompted that, left the house, and had breakfast with my cousin.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well, she said, "What? I don't deserve this. I don't deserve any of this. I was a good girl through my life and all this other stuff." And so I tried to redirect it, but I didn't do it the right way. And as I was saying it, I knew I should have just, I'm sorry you feel like that, and validated her feelings.
Mhm.
That's what I should have done. I wasn't feeling well myself, so I didn't do that. And so I basically tried to redirect her and say, well, maybe God's teaching you a lesson. Maybe he's giving you some growth opportunity and to learn things and to be better. And I'm sorry, apparently she didn't take that well. So,
No.
And even after the gummy, she was yelling and screaming.
I'm just learning my Japanese in the background, like hajime mashite.
Was she do full on screaming today?
Yeah.
Because
I hear it, and I'm like, oh well, I'm just like learning my Japanese.
But I upped her gummies. She's progressing. Then she's sleeping more, and she's progressing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to watch.
It is hard, but it's also interesting when you are seeing somebody's regrets come out at the same time while they're mad at life.
Yeah.
So, and it's nobody's fault except your fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody's fault.
But that's the narcissism in her. She
won't own it. She won't own it.
Somebody else's fault.
Nothing I can do. But it's not right to be mean to other people because you're mad at the things that you didn't accomplish in life.
Mm-hmm. And I know that I'm triggered by when she's like, I didn't deserve this and stuff like that. Because in my mind, I say similar things. My 35 years of pain, I don't deserve that either. But I also don't say it out loud and complain constantly and make everything miserable constantly. I've learned to take these as learning lessons and growth lessons, but I haven't learned to not say that to her yet. So that's why I had to walk out. And
yeah,
I feel guilty leaving you there with her, but
no,
that's why we tag team.
That was cool. I didn't need a gummy or anything. Like I said, good. I've already had that acceptance, and I don't take it personally when someone won't change. They are basically upset at their own self, but they just don't want to own it.
Right.
And so I don't have time for that. I don't have time to explain that to somebody that's not going to hear it.
Right.
So
let's talk about that a little bit more in the next episode.
Let's do it.
So, but the main thing we just want to point out with this before we wrap up here is that if you know a caregiver out there and you're friends with them, check on them. If you're able to, go visit them. I mean, he flew all the way from New Jersey to come visit us, and he said next time he's going to bring the family and stuff. But how meaningful that was to us, because we can't get out as much as we want to and visit friends and family and be social. And the fact that he did that 99% to come and stay here and be with us. And he was just easygoing too. Like whatever we had to flow with when mom needed to be helped and when she didn't, we were able to leave a little bit when we went to the park.
It was a good way to try that out too with a visitor.
Yeah. All right. But just if you know a caregiver, check on them, go visit them, reach out. If you're uncomfortable, ask them, hey, just I can come in and watch the person for a minute, or let me bring you dinner, or things like that. Just make the decision, because sometimes we don't know what we need help with, or we're just too exhausted. Just want to thank our friend Nick for coming to visit. It just really, really meant a lot. And
Arigato gozaimasu.
Just wanted to share that experience with other people that are going through similar situations. So, all right.
Okay.
Let's wrap it up.
Matashita.